Black Widow. This is a movie in the MCU. Well, not obviously, I guess. Black Widow. It's a movie in the MCU. It is a movie that came out in 2021, kind of right after the pandemic. They put it straight to streaming as well into theaters. We don't need to get into the background political crap of all that. But movie that came out, it was directed by, what's her name? I believe it was directed Cate Shortland. I don't remember what she directed otherwise. Nothing huge that I ever watched. Anyways, it's directed by Cate Shortland. Stars Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, and it is a prequel, sort of, not really. It takes place after the events of Winter Soldier, but it came out after Avengers Endgame. This movie should have came out way sooner than it did, and I remember watching this for the first time in 2021, thinking that if this movie had came out right after Civil War, where it should have came out, I would have liked it more, which is weird to say. But after I decided to watch this one because Ross is in this movie. He's not in it very long. I could have honestly skipped it. But because I haven't watched this one very many times, I felt the need to go back and rewatch it. And I'm glad I did because I watched it immediately after Civil War. And it made so much more sense, and I enjoyed this movie a little bit more than I did when it originally came out. That being said, there's some really bad visual effects, some really bad green screen in this. Um, yeah, there's definitely some moments in this, but it's not a bad movie by any means. It's not even close to being one of the worst Marvel movies, in my personal opinion. Um, yeah, but basically, the story of this one is Black Widow is on the run after the events of Civil War, and she meets up with her adopted family, I guess you could say. She's got her sister Yelena, and then her mom and dad. What's his name? Red Sparrow, Red Guardian, Red Guardian. That sounds right. Axel, but I forget what his actual name is. Axel and Elena. I don't know. But yeah, she meets up with them. Things ensue, and she is the big mission here is they need to take down the Red Room where she first kind of eventually started and became Widow essentially in a sense. So yeah, that's kind of the plot of the movie. Like I said, I actually really enjoyed this movie. I think this movie has a lot of heartfelt moments that I really do enjoy. I think when there are humorous moments, it's a lot of moments with the family, and it feels like normal moments that a family has. Um, yeah, this movie works for me. Besides some spotty special effects, besides some little twists and turns that don't necessarily work specifically with the villain, I think this movie really does work. Um, and I think it's aged really well, actually. Besides, again, the visual effects. There's the specific scene where Yelena is putting off an explosion, and it just looks so bad. And there's a couple other scenes like that. But for the most part, I think this movie really does work, and it is really fun. The action sequences are actually like really, for the most part, really well staged and stuff. The prison scene in specifically is, I think, fantastic. I was loving every second of it. There's also some conveniences in this movie that really drive me nuts. Black Widow is a human. She doesn't have any super serum. So when she falls 12 stories and smacks a pipe, then smacks a deck, and then lands on her feet, and she's just like, "Whoo, no, 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 she dead. That girl dead, at least paralyzed, because like no." So there's little things that bug me, but again, it's a superhero movie. I can kind of let it go, but at the same time, it does bug me when I see it every time. And again, the visual effects in those scenes don't exactly look the greatest. Why couldn't it just be a two-story building? And you know, you know what I mean? There's certain little things about it that just kind of bug me with that. It's not Fast and Furious. Well, I mean, it kind of is in a sense. Actually, it's a superhero movie. There's superhero things going on. I don't know. It just took me out a little bit. I think again, partially because the visual effects, you can see that like, no, that's CGI. That's not a real person actually in. Um, so yeah, that does bug me. The villain is really interesting. Was it Taskmaster? Taskmaster? I think Taskmaster. That's it, right? I think it's yeah, Taskmaster. Perfect. Um, yeah, I'm even looking at my IMDb grade. I gave this a 6 out of 10 when I originally saw this. It is not a 6 out of 10 movie. I actually really thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Is it a little long? It's at 2 hours and 14 minutes. I think it's a little too long. Um, but I actually really had fun with this. I like all the characters in it. I like the mission that they're on. Again, the villains are just kind of silly a little bit at times, a little cartoony. But for the most part, I think this movie's kind of fun, and I liked getting the widow's story. And again, I think if this movie had came out right after Civil War, we would like this movie more. If you don't like this movie, watch Civil War and then watch this. You might like it a little bit more. So yeah, at this point, I'm rambling on. I am going to change my IMDb rating by quite a bit, actually. I am going to go 8 out of 10 on this one. I actually really enjoy this movie. Um, I just feel like the reviews and stuff for this one hurt because of it being after Civil War or after Endgame. I think if this had came out where it was supposed to come out, if we had gotten on it faster, um, I think you would have enjoyed this movie more. And again, tell me I'm crazy. Go watch Civil War and then watch this immediately after. Tell me that you're not liking it more. There's certain things that bug me. Don't get me wrong. It's not perfect, but I really do enjoy this one. So yeah, guys, please tell me again. Seriously, tell me if I'm wrong. Go watch Civil War and then watch this. My hair is just a mess today. Anyways, guys, I hope you have yourself a great day. Don't do anything I want to do, and hey, I'll see you next time.